SKOL Vikings, let's win this game.
Vikings fans, what a wild week this was. Minnesota's patched-up offensive line somehow managed to shut down one of the league's biggest monsters. The head coach just opened up about the injury situation, and the quarterback drama is heating up fast. On top of that, there's a bizarre mystery the NFL seems hesitant to address, and Kevin O'Connell had to publicly defend one of his own stars who's been under heavy criticism. And yes, we're also diving into Jordan Addison's explosive comment that might have changed everything. Stick around till the end. Things are getting real. But before we break down every detail of these stories, I've got one quick favor to ask every member of this purple-blooded community. Hit that subscribe button. It's free, and it helps our Vikings Nation family grow stronger every day. Smash the like button too, because that's how YouTube spreads the word to more Minnesota fans around the world. And drop a comment. I want to know exactly how you're feeling after that huge win. Let me tell you something. What that Vikings offensive line did against the Browns was nothing short of incredible. We went into that game missing 3 starters, and yet the monster on the other side, Myles Garrett, was practically invisible. Honestly, it's been a long time since I've seen a game plan executed that perfectly. Garrett had his second worst performance since 2021, just 2 pressures on 35 rushes and not a single hit on the quarterback. O'Connell and his staff crafted a flawless protection scheme, chip blocks on more than 40% of snaps, extra help on the edges, and pure grit. That's real football. Even more impressive, it was done with backups completely out of position. Blake Brandell, who had never snapped a football in college or the NFL, played center and held his own. Joe Huber, an undrafted rookie, handled left guard all game. Justin Skule started at right tackle and ended up finishing at left tackle when Christian Darrisaw hit his snap limit. Those are the stories that define pride in the jersey. Then Carson Wentz sealed it. 9 completions on 9 throws during that final drive. Pure composure and leadership, capped by a touchdown to Addison that sent the Vikings sideline into a frenzy. When Wentz said, "I'm proud of those guys," it felt like the whole locker room was speaking through him. Now imagine what happens after the bye, when Darrisaw can play full snaps and rookie Donovan Jackson might return. Next up is that fearsome Eagles front with Jalen Carter and company, but this group's confidence is sky high. Honestly, this game might have changed how the entire league views Minnesota. It's not just about talent, it's about resilience and fight. Only the Purple faithful truly know what that means. Comment if you agree this was the most symbolic win of the season. And stay tuned, because next up we're talking injuries, recovery, and the quarterback decision that could reshape everything. Kevin O'Connell spoke candidly about the team's health, and trust me, it's serious business. The bye week couldn't have come at a better time. After 10 days overseas, this group desperately needed to breathe. The coach made it clear, this break is all about healing and recalibrating. The good news? 4 key players are expected back at practice. J.J. McCarthy, Donovan Jackson, Blake Cashman, and Michael Juergens. Those 4 alone could completely change the picture. O'Connell sounded confident, saying they'll use every single day to get back in rhythm. But of course, the big question is at quarterback. McCarthy's recovering from that ankle sprain, and the goal is to push him hard before the Eagles matchup. The coach hinted the rookie might be ready by October 19th, depending on how he responds. Meanwhile, Wentz, who's been solid, finished the game with a sore left shoulder. So yeah, the drama at QB is far from over. Honestly, it's a good-bad kind of problem. Good because there are options, bad because nobody wants 2 banged-up quarterbacks before facing one of the league's best defenses. O'Connell said he'll evaluate carefully to see who gives the team the best shot. On the O-line, there's a mix of positives and setbacks. Jackson should return at left guard, and Darrisaw is expected to be full go. But center Ryan Kelly remains on injured reserve, and right tackle Brian O'Neill's knee sprain still lacks a timeline. The coach praised Brandell, who made his first ever start at center and impressed everyone. "We learned we've got another quality center option," O'Connell said, and coming from him, that means a lot. Defensively, Cashman will finally open his 21-day practice window after a hamstring injury, while Andrew Van Ginkel remains questionable with a neck issue. And those of us who defend the North know exactly how much this defense changes when those guys are back. So for now, the mission is clear. Rest, recover, and prepare for a defining QB decision. What about you? Would you go back to McCarthy right away, or keep riding Wentz's momentum? Because whatever O'Connell decides in the next 2 weeks could set the course for the entire season. This one feels straight out of a movie, The Mystery Kick in London. To this day, no one can confirm whether the ball hit a camera wire during the game. Will Reichard lined up for a 51-yard attempt to tie it, and suddenly the ball veered off like it struck something invisible in midair. Unreal. Broadcast replays seemed to show a deflection, but the all-22 angle, nothing. Fans online were split. Some swore they saw contact, others called it an illusion. When asked, O'Connell said, "I didn't see it, but I trust Will. He said he hit it clean and he doesn't miss that bad." Honestly, if the ball really did touch a wire, the NFL needs to tighten up its protocol. According to league rules, if a live ball hits equipment like a camera, wire, or Skycam, the play is dead and replayed, meaning Reichard should have had another try. But since nobody caught it live, the play stood. Thankfully, the Vikings won, so it stayed a quirky mystery instead of a national scandal. Still, imagine if they'd lost because of that. Instant outrage. Something similar happened in the 2023 NFC Championship between the Eagles and 49ers when a punt appeared to graze a wire, though it didn't affect the outcome. The human side of this is important. Reichard's one of the most accurate kickers out there, rarely missing that wide. O'Connell defended him, saying, "Will doesn't usually miss that far off." That's what I love about this coach. He holds players accountable, but protects them when needed. For the Purple Faithful, it's another reminder that in London, anything can happen. And even with the chaos, the Vikings stayed focused, rallied back, and sealed the win. That's growth. So what do you think? Did it hit the wire or just bad luck? I'm still replaying that clip myself. But the next story cuts deeper. O'Connell had to step in to defend one of his most criticized players. Here's one that split the fan base. Kevin O'Connell had to publicly back TJ Hockenson after what's easily been his quietest start since joining Minnesota. And look, I get why some fans are frustrated. The guy signed a massive 4-year, $66 million deal, and the stats haven't matched the paycheck yet. Honestly, it's strange seeing Hockenson averaging under 35 yards per game and without a single big catch so far. The same player who used to dominate third down conversions has been almost invisible. But here's what outsiders miss. He's sacrificing his numbers to help a beaten-up offensive line survive. O'Connell explained it after the London win. Hawkinson's blocking more than ever, jumping from under 3% of snaps to almost 7%. That might sound small, but over 4 quarters, it's huge. "We're asking a lot of him right now," the coach said, "and it doesn't always fit being one of the best route-running tight ends in the league. But this team's about sacrifice, and that's what stands out. This roster wants to win, even if it means giving up personal glory. With all the injuries, Hawkinson's been forced into the trenches. The result? Fewer highlight plays, but crucial protection for his QBs. The offense is still adjusting too. Switching between McCarthy and Wentz completely changes timing and route rhythm. Hockenson built chemistry with McCarthy during training camp, so it's no shock the numbers dipped while Wentz took over. But trust me, once the line heals and the offense finds rhythm again, he'll break loose. And when the Eagles game comes, don't be surprised if he's the safety valve who saves the day against that interior pressure. So before you pile on Hockenson, remember, sometimes the hero isn't the one catching touchdowns, it's the one keeping the quarterback on his feet. Only those of us who truly defend the North understand that kind of sacrifice. Comment if you believe he's about to silence the critics, because what's coming next could completely reshape the Vikings season. Now for the bombshell of the week, the one everyone's talking about. Jordan Addison might have accidentally revealed the Vikings quarterback decision. And yeah, this one's huge. After the win over Cleveland, someone asked how he planned to spend the bye week. His answer? "I'll be around the facility catching passes with J.J. McCarthy." Boom, instant headlines. Because let's be honest, that wasn't random. Carson Wentz has been great, steady, experienced, composed, but the coaching staff's long-term plan has always revolved around McCarthy. And now, with Minnesota above 500, the question is whether to hand the reins back to the rookie or ride the veteran's hot streak. Honestly, that's the kind of decision that separates good coaches from great ones. Wentz reignited the offense, jumping from roughly 220 yards per game to over 350. But O'Connell knows McCarthy's development is the franchise's future. Addison's comment might have just confirmed the rookie's return is coming soon. Inside the locker room, respect runs deep. Justin Jefferson said last week McCarthy remains fully engaged, studying, communicating with Wentz, staying locked in mentally. And then he dropped the line that settled it. "He's still our guy." When your top leader says that, the room already knows what's next. Of course, it's risky. McCarthy's coming off that ankle injury and will face the Eagles' ferocious defense right away, possibly without O'Neal and still with a makeshift center. If protection falters, the kid could take unnecessary hits. It's a delicate balance. But there's something inspiring about all this. Addison's commitment, the locker room unity, and O'Connell's focus on long-term growth. The Vikings are building culture, not chaos, prioritizing development over desperation. And for the Purple Faithful, that's something to be proud of. So what would you do in O'Connell's shoes? Go back to McCarthy or ride Wentz until the wheels fall off? Either way, how Minnesota handles this transition could define the entire second half of the season. And stick around, because the final message ties it all together. And trust me, it'll leave you thinking about what's coming after the bye. When you put it all together, the patched-up line turning into a fortress, the coach getting his roster healthy, the mystery kick, Hawkinson's sacrifice, and Addison's not-so-subtle hint, you can feel something different brewing in Minnesota. This team's learning to win with heart, not just talent. And for those of us who've bled purple for decades, that means everything. The bye couldn't have come at a better time, and the next chapter is going to be fire. Drop your comment. This space belongs to everyone who's part of the Vikings Nation. Stay tuned. SKOL Vikings. Let's go.